Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. In this video, I'm going to show you some cards. I'm going to show you some cards that I picked up off of eBay. I'm going to show you some cards that I picked up at a card show, and I'm also going to show you some cards that I picked up on my way back from the card show. But before I get you started on any of that, I'm going to let you know that this video is being sponsored by a YouTube channel called Nerding Out with Cards, another channel called Video Guy 316, and another channel called J Hawker Cards, and that's Mike. Tune in, watch their cards. They don't know, watch their show. They don't know that they're sponsoring it, but when I see them, they're gonna owe me big time. So, I got some really cool stuff going on with my hobby of collecting baseball cards. And it's not just collecting cards, which that's the biggest part of it for me is collecting the cards. But I'm having fun doing this YouTube stuff, which is part of the hobby to me. I'm having fun making connections with people that follow, people that watch, and people that create content. But I also have something going on that I got my mind on it, and man, it takes up a lot of my time thinking. I'm moving my card room for the third time and final time this year. See, I have the luxury of working with two guys that are talented woodworkers and have their own workshops at home, but they're also baseball collectors and baseball card collectors. And one of them is making me something similar to Baseball Collectors The Beast, if you watch his channel. And he's making it just for me, and it's going to be super nice. And when it gets complete, that's when I'm going to move my card room and work everything around that piece of furniture. Now, another worker of mine is making these various things for me. I mean, he's talented. He's making these showcases that I have up here, card stands and bat holders and different things. And he's going to use that particular skill that he has to help him enlarge his baseball card collecting fun and his hobby fun, and both of them are, and it's going to be great. And we might make that stuff available to everybody, but I had the luxury this weekend of going to a card show with my friend Tom and Billy Ballgame, another YouTube collector or YouTube content creator. And we took off to St. Louis at the Machinist Hall show that's ran by Ron Estes, who's a legendary collector and a legendary card dealer. Been doing it for a long time. And this card show, I don't know if you guys are like me, but if I'm going to travel 3 hours, I want to bring something back. Even if I can't find something, I want to bring something back. And that's kind of why I created this. And I have this with me, and it works for various different things. In this book, I have the cards that I'm looking for each year. See, I'm trying to go after cards, I'm trying to go after Hall of Fame baseball cards from every set every set that I want to go after right now. And then also in that, if I have a list of bigger cards that I want to get, for instance, a Yuengling Babe Ruth or a Willard's Chocolate Babe Ruth or a Harrington's Ty Cobb and stuff, and I have a list of them, and they're not part of any complete set that I'm going after, but I put that together so one, I don't repeat myself, but two, I can either go after the big cards if they're there and I have the money and the means to trade, or I can go after the littler cards, which would complete a set. And so, as I went to this card show, I was a little bit disappointed. There were some great dealers there, don't get me wrong, but I didn't bring a ton of money. And there wasn't as many vintage dealers there that is normal because there's some other things that's going on, other shows. And as I looked around, I did pick up a few cards. Billy picked up a big card, and I'll let him show that to you. And Tom, he's like me. He could have gone and not picked up a card, but he did. He spent 3 hours going there, and if you're going to spend 3 hours putting up with Billy Ballgame in the back seat, you deserve a card, right? And so Tom picked up a card, and here's what I picked up. Now, I picked up this card first, and it's a Milk Duds Roberto Clemente. Now, it's not on any of my lists in that little black book, but I wasn't able to find anything, and it was almost time to go, and so I picked this up, and I'm glad I did. I picked that up from a guy named Carson who's becoming a pretty good dealer himself, but he wasn't set up there. But I found him and tracked down that card. But the two cards I did pick up, and I would not have picked up that Clemente had I known I was going to, at the last table, going to pick these up. But I stopped off at Ron Estes' table, and these two cards were on my list. It's a 1933 Gotti, Jesse Haynes. And a 1934 Diamond Stars, Ernie Lombardi. Beautiful cards. Now, on the way home, we decided we were going to stop off at a card shop. It's RBI Crew 7. You guys know him. He's a big dealer in St. Louis, but he just moved to shop, and it's Ryan. You'll see him at the National and some big card shows. And went there, and I picked up four cards, I guess, and only one of them was on my list, but he had a bin that I picked this up for $10. Joey Votto. Eventually, someday, I'll do a Cal Ripken run, so I picked up this one right here. Now, I know I have this card many times over in raw form, but I have this now Tiffany Paul Molitor that cost me $12. But he did have a card there that was on my list, and it was in the right price range. And this is a 1967 Dick Allen. So I was pretty excited to do that. Now, going to card shops and card shows is definitely on my list of having to get cards. And I had a great time going out to lunch with Billy Ballgame and Tom. And when I got home, I had a few cards to open up from eBay, and let me show you these. I'm getting closer and closer to picking up that 1980s set. Now, before you turn the channel, I want to show you one of these, though. I picked up the Jack Morse. And Dave Parker. Now, on a couple people's channel, they'd been talking about, do you upgrade cards? And mostly the sentiment was, nah, there's no reason to upgrade. Once it's in my collection, it's in my collection. And I kind of have the same sentiment. I have a lot of lower grade cards, and there's no need to try to upgrade or replace them unless something just you walk right into. And I saw, I'm trying to finish my 1980s Hall of Fame set, and I think I'm 2 cards away, and I'm getting them. But I noticed as I'm going through my cards, my favorite player ever, favorite card in that set was the worst looking and lowest grade card I had, but it was my card. And you say you don't upgrade, but you know what? The price of this card was $15. And so now I upgraded my favorite player, Johnny Bench, from a 4 to an 8. But not only that, this card's a lot more centered. And so to answer that question, do you upgrade? Well, apparently I do. And I'm pretty proud to do it. If that card was a $1,000 card, I would not have upgraded. But if I can afford to collect cards, I can afford $15 for my favorite player. Last cards, but not least, I finished the 1965 Topps Hall of Fame run with the addition of Billy Williams, and Ron Santo. Now, this Saturday coming up for me is another reason to celebrate being part of a hobby. and being part of this hobby. I get to set up at a show, and yes, set up in a show. A lot of times that's work for people that do it full time, but when you only set up a few times a year and get to see other collectors from the other side and get to hang around other people that deal cards, I'm looking forward to it. So there's a card show in Boonville, Missouri this coming Saturday. If you're close, come in and see me. We may have some giveaways, different things like that, but I tell you what I'm definitely going to have is fun. I'm having a blast with this YouTube. I'm having a blast with this hobby. I'm having a blast with my workers at work talking about stuff that enhances the hobby. I'm having a blast going to shows. And if my excitement doesn't exude through this little YouTube channel, I apologize, because you guys are a huge part of the reason I'm having a great time. Now, again, my sponsors are Nerding Out with Cards, Video Guy 316, and Jayhawker Cards. Turn over to their channels, give them a like, give them a follow. But guys, remember, this is just a hobby. Collect what you like.